they beat Germany today in large part because of the heroics of LeBron James in the fourth quarter of that game. He was huge. Devin Booker he made only one basket, but if you haven't seen it, you have to go check it out. It was an insane basket that he made. He started with a block on one end and then finished on the other with a crazy kind of baseline little runner one-handed shot that that went in, and he got the end one on it. It was an incredible play. He played the most minutes of any player on the team. Only Steph Curry had as many as he did at 25. And Devin Booker, leads the team in plus minus. He's not scoring the basketball a lot. He's kind of a glue guy out there, but I think he's got Steve Kerr's trust in these lineups. The question is, and we talked about this on Friday, knowing that we had 2 more friendly games to go before the Paris Olympics started, if Kevin Durant doesn't play in either of them, are we going to have a measure of concern about whether he plays in the Olympics or not? Yeah. And he didn't play in either one of them.
Nope. Steve Kerr said there is no thought about not bringing Kevin Durant to Paris, but the team wants him to go through multiple practices before returning. A reporter asked if there's a concern about integrating KD mid-Olympics because all of these guys are starting to gel, starting to get playing time together. Durant hasn't played with anybody.
Yep.
So Kerr was asked about integrating him. Basically, Kerr said he's going to have to go through multiple practices. Now, I don't know the date of the first game.
Sunday morning, our time, like at 8:15. Yeah.
I wonder if he'll play that first game.
I don't know.
He might not.
I don't know. He might not.
Because what Kerr's saying is team wants him to go through multiple practices before returning. Or maybe you ease him into the lineup a little bit. I would say this. If Durant is ready to play Sunday, I don't think he starts. I think he comes off the bench. I think you slowly bring him along over a couple of games.
I would tend to agree. I mean, just because, look, I know he's
played a minute.
All this experience, but he hasn't played a minute. He hasn't played a minute with this team and this version and this iteration. If he's healthy enough to play, eventually he's going to be the starter. And really, unless you're worried about Team USA's ability to win the gold without him, the real question that concerns us here in Phoenix is Kevin Durant okay? Is he – now, I saw the footage of him practicing. I think you did too.
Yeah.
He looked fine.
He looked fine.
He was getting around. He was running, jumping, didn't seem to be favoring the leg. And so if they're just operating out of an overabundance of caution, as a Suns fan, I appreciate that. I respect that. You need to be cautious with Kevin Durant. He played 75 games last year. He's got a history of leg injuries. Don't need something happen in the Olympics to mess up this obviously crucial season.
He's old.
And he's old. And look, there's a price to be paid for him playing 75 games last year.
Yeah.
It's the same price that Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly are paying for pitching all those innings for the Diamondbacks last year.
Right.
Kevin Durant might be paying it a little bit right now. He played way more during the regular season than any of us expected, and he's probably paying the price for that a little bit right now.
I think because of his status as one of the great Team USA players, there was no way they were going to replace him.
No.
If he doesn't play in any games, they're not going to replace him. He's still there. He's one of the big faces of Team USA basketball, even though they didn't put him on the commercial.
Okay, so now I saw this in your email, but I didn't see this. So what commercial did they not put him in? Explain this to me, please.
All right, he responded. That's how I think a lot of people first saw it, is that he kind of responded. Kevin Durant calls out Nike after being left out of the Olympic commercial. Took to Instagram, shared his thoughts. He called out the swoosh for not including him. He's slated to compete in his 4th Olympics with Team USA. He's been with Nike for 17 years. And he wrote on his Instagram story, Nike, tell me I am a bad person, because he wasn't in the video. Now, I got the video here. It's if you go to Instagram, you type in Nike, you can see it. And it starts with like a, that was Durant saying, am I a bad person, with like a kid looking. But there's a video that has a bunch of the players, and it's showing all of these Olympians, and it doesn't show Kevin Durant.
Because he posted, I'm seeing it now. Yeah, I'm seeing his response.
There's LeBron, there's Giannis, there's all these different Olympians from different countries too. France, Wembanyama.
But Serena's in it, Asia Wilson's in it, Kobe Bryant's in it. There are, and so these big names are represented throughout the commercial. Kevin Durant, who is a longtime Nike athlete, was not featured in it. I don't know. Kevin Durant is one of the things that bother him are one of life's great mysteries.
Man.
Are they not? The things that get under his skin, the things that he chooses to respond to.
It's actually a great comment.
It's one of life's great mysteries.
It really is. The things that he gets upset about are kind of like, dude, why? What doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to remember this commercial anyway.
No, in fact,
I'm not going to remember this commercial.
Nobody notices you're not in it until you
say
point out you're not in it. And then oh yeah, Kevin Durant's not in it.
I mean, there are a few commercials that stand out. My better's better than your better.
Sure.
Love that. That commercial stood out. Like Mike, I want to be like Mike. That stood out. The McDonald's, off the wall, off the backboard, through the door, over the window, into the basket. Like, that's like it. Like, how many true sports commercials stand out to you that you remember? Nobody's going to remember this commercial.
Yeah.
Why do you need to be upset that you're not in the commercial?
It's the why that when you ask yourself stuff like this about Kevin, and it's fine. It's fine in that now that he belongs to us collectively here in the Phoenix market, we've just sort of come to accept that that's who he is and that's what it. But if you start asking yourself why, that's when you just go crazy trying to come up with reasons for. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why he would notice such a thing.
Why would you care
or be bothered.
You have enough stuff going on in your life. You care that you're not in part of a commercial.
I don't know, and so you hope he never gets to the point where he's more worried about stuff like this than he is about playing good, winning basketball, and contributing to championships.
Right.
That this is not that important compared to that.
No, it's like when you went into the boss's office, you're like, why is Gambo in bigger letters than Burns on the billboard?
Oh no!
Right?
Oh no! Hold on!
Like you're all upset about that. Like, why was my name?
Okay,
why was my name bigger? Gambo and Burns. Like what? Like
first of all,
yeah.
I never did that, and I never did that. Number two, we did go through a phase. Come on, I didn't do that. And number two, we did go through a phase here where the billboards, like it was the Bickley and Murata show. There was a picture of Bickley and not Murata.
Right.
The Wolf and Luke show, or maybe it was Doug and Wolf at the time. There was a picture of Wolf and not Doug. The Burns and Gambo show.
I had like fire coming out of my ears.
Picture of Gambo, no David. So like you'd be driving around town and you go, oh, there's Gambo's mug. Oh, there's Bic's mug. Yeah, okay.
Like, I did the show too.
There's Wolf's mug. Yeah, that's cool. I get it. I wouldn't want to see my ugly mug on a billboard either. But I mean, come on, I
think they based it on who the handsomer people were.
See, now I knew you would say that. Yeah, I knew you would say that.
Who was more handsome?
I did not go to management and complain about. I would never go to management.
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Didn't care.
Yeah.
Like,
I care far more about Kevin Durant playing in these games. Like I'm not worried about it. I'm really not. I'm not. He's got so much time before the season starts that whatever he's dealing with in his calf, I guess what I worry about is he played 75 games a year ago. And I think if I'm just being blunt with you and everybody listening, I think it's foolish to expect that out of Kevin Durant again next year. Based off of his history, I don't know if you're going to get that out of Kevin Durant. So I hope this is not a precursor to what's going to be a more typical Kevin Durant type season in terms of the injuries, because you could make the argument that last year was a very atypical Kevin Durant season with the injuries.
I don't care if he plays 50 games as long as he's healthy for when the playoffs starts.
Fair.
I don't care.
Fair.
Because I don't care if they finish 4th, 5th, or 6th. I don't want to be in a play-in. Just don't finish in a play-in situation, because that's that's very risky.
But I also don't.
But I don't care about the seeding like I used to. I really don't.
And for me, it's not even about the seeding. I just don't want a repeat of last year, where it takes them 3 months of the season before everybody's on the floor together, and now we can start getting to work about what the Suns team is going to look like. Because that was last year, was waiting and waiting and
they
waiting.
They only played half
the
games together.
Yeah. You had to wait.
I believe they played 41 games together.
You had to wait half the damn season before they were all on the floor. I don't want a repeat of that. I don't know if it can survive with a repeat of that.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.